What's up, everybody? What's going on? Nothing special. I just want to make a quick video. So obviously this car's been down for quite some time now, for a few months, and the battery on the Mark V decided to die, and that's my daily now. So I had to take the battery out of this and put it in there, because at the moment I can't afford a new battery. So this one has a dead battery, but the only reason why I did that was because this one's thick, so I can just pop the clutch and be fine. But anyways, I'm gonna move this one out the way. So and good thing I kind of live on a hill, so I can pop the clutch, just roll down my hill, put it in second, pop the clutch, bam, son. But anyways, yeah, it sucks having this car just sitting in the front. It's brand new, 2017. I got it with like 5 miles on it or something. But hopefully soon I can get some work done to it and get it back and driving. So I miss driving this thing. I miss driving a new car. But I got to get it out of the way because it sucks. But I'm gonna have to put my other car, the Mark V, back, not to stock, but pretty much gonna look like it has lowering springs. I'm gonna raise it up a ton because I'm tired of scraping everywhere and can't really afford to damage or ruin anything more on it, because I had to replace the transmission. So probably gonna raise it up a good, probably like 2 inches or so. It's on stock wheels, and I need to get a stock exhaust back on it, because riding around slammed on stocks with an exhaust is pretty gay and lame. And not really so much. If it's slammed on it with an exhaust, it's not so bad, but it's an automatic, so it makes it gay. Put the stock exhaust back on it, or stock muffler, because it's straight pipe now, so at least if I put a muffler on the end, it won't be as bad. But yeah, I'm gonna get to raising it up. My camera died, so I had to just charge it for a quick second, just get a quick charge. It's not gonna be a long video or anything, but I got one side up, one side jacked up. I'm just gonna do side by side or corner independently. I don't feel like getting the jack stands out because it's super easy to do this. So literally all it is getting these spanner wrenches and twisting, and of course these aren't gonna freaking work because I guess this one's gonna work. But basically just tying this all the way up until you reach your height that you want. Like I said, I'm probably gonna go up like 2 inches, so it's gonna be a little bit longer. And you guys can see here all of this black stuff. Sure, a lot of you, or some of you at least, it's all back here too, all splattered up everywhere. And I'm sure a lot of you guys might know what that is. Torn CV boot. So I'm going to need new axles. These things clunk and clack and do all kinds of retarded stuff. So hopefully this weekend, I mean, what can I expect? They're AutoZone axles, so can't really complain. Lifetime warranty. Swap them out and get my money back. That's why I ended up going with it, because I seem to go through axles quite often. But hopefully, being that I raised it up, I won't have to deal with that issue anymore. But for sure I need to go get a measuring tape and measure it, because you don't want to just guess. I mean, you could, but who would want a lopsided car? That's the worst. unless you don't mind paying for tires and alignments. But in my case, I don't. So I'm gonna get them all measured up evenly to make sure all corners are pretty much exactly the same. So I'm gonna measure it like this. I'm gonna measure it from the bottom of the spring. If I can do this with one hand, but from the bottom of the spring to the lowest point of the threaded part on the shock body, which is exactly 2 inches. So like I said, I was probably gonna do like a 2-inch lift on it. So I'm just gonna keep it like that. I'm just gonna stick with the 2 inches and hopefully we'll be good with that. 2 inches is a lot, believe it or not. I mean, that's a good distance. So that should 100% be okay driving around town, not worrying about potholes and bumps in the road and running over stuff and cracking my trans pan. Because I got not a brand new one obviously because this car's old, but I did get a fully rebuilt transmission and it was pretty expensive, at least for me being on a budget. So it's the last thing I really want to do is crack a trans pan or have some type of issues that I can't afford to pay for. Anyways, this side's done. I'm gonna tighten up the locking rings and make sure it's snug and it's not gonna move around anywhere when I'm driving. And then I'm gonna jump to the back and do it really quick. I kind of forgot to do it before and after because I just want to get this done before it gets too dark and late. But this is pretty much how it looks now. It doesn't seem like it's that low, and it's really not that low apparently. These tires lifted up a lot, but I for sure need to raise up the back a lot. But yeah, this is basically what it looks now. I'm only gonna raise it up about 1 inch in the front instead of the 2 inches like I said, because I raised this side up 1 inch, and I mean I still want it to look like it's a little bit lowered at least, but not slammed. So I'm just gonna leave it like this and raise up the back. The back tucks a lot of the tire because the quarter panels sit a lot lower than the front fenders, especially being that the front fenders are so pulled and like stretched out or whatever, so it makes it look not as low as the back. But I'm gonna lift up the back probably a good 2 inches so it can match the front, because right now the back's the back tucks a lot more than the front. The front like barely tucked to any tire, and the back tucks like half tire maybe. So I'm gonna get at least like 2 inches raised up in the back. And honestly, I want to get rid of the camber for now until I bag it and get wheels and stuff for it. But I think I'll make another video on getting rid of the negative camber and just run it like this for now, because once I do all this and get it the way I want as a daily driver, I'm gonna have to get an alignment for sure. So it doesn't make sense to do this, get an alignment, and then go take off the camber later and have to get another alignment. So I'm gonna do everything I can now, and like I said, lift it up the front, back, get rid of the camber, and then I can worry about getting alignment. So I'm honestly probably gonna have to run these stocks or Steelies for a while until I get some wheels, because the tarmacs I put them on this car, and the front right passenger side shakes. I'm not sure if it shakes forward and backwards or up and down, and I don't know if it's a tie rod, ball joint, the strut's blown, I don't know, but I can't have those wheels on this car because it shakes like crazy when I go past 60. So that makes no sense for a daily driver to have a shitty ride for no reason. I mean, it looks decent with the wheels on, but I'm really not worried about that right now. And plus, these tires are brand new. I took them off of that car when I got that car, so these tires probably literally have like less than 1,000 miles on them, so they're pretty much all brand new. But anyways, I'm gonna jack up the rear and get the rear lifted up. Well, bad news, I forgot. The perches on the rear only have one ring with like grooves on it for the spanner wrench, so I'm gonna have to drop the lower control arm and adjust it from there, because if I try and just spin it from here, all it's gonna do is just keep spinning the perch. So instead of wasting my time, I might as well take it all off and do it the right way, faster. So I'm basically raising it up a good, let's see, what is this? A good, maybe like an inch and 3/4 almost, a little bit less. I'm not good with these freaking measurement things, but it's about an inch and a half, a little bit less than an inch and a half. I think I'm just gonna go with that, and should be fine. It should be enough raised. The only thing that sucks about this is having to get another jack to compress. I have to compress the spring, obviously, because I'm not freaking Superman of the Hope. Get enough, get enough. Line up the bolt. Get in like that. Get this bolt back in the back side. You can drop the back now. So that's out of the way. And then just want to make sure you tighten this bolt super tight, because you don't want this control arm flying off on you. It's almost happened. Nah, I'm just kidding. Control arm didn't fly off, but this bolt here that holds the shock, when I was on bags on this car, actually, when I was on bags, I was driving out to Huntington Beach, and this bolt, I don't know how in the hell, because there's obviously a bag that sits right here, but I don't know how this bolt managed to come all the way out and come out of here and fly off on the freeway somewhere. And I had to drive back about an hour away from home with a full car. I had my friends in the back seat, friend in the front seat, and then obviously me driving. But I had to drive all the way back home from the beach with no shock attached. So it was just sitting there. This shock, not this one exactly. If I had the old shock, I'd show you. But that shock was basically sitting there dangling, and it was just sitting there dangling, clunking, hitting the hub or spindle, whatever the shit is. But just sitting there clacking back and forth the whole way home. It was the most annoying thing ever, and the rear end was so like bouncy, and it was terrible. But good thing my bag didn't pop or anything crazy. But yeah, always make sure, especially on this, I don't know if it ever happens to anybody else or it's just my luck, but I put blue Loctite on it, so it's not permanently on there, but the Loctite helps it stay from backing out. Anyways, I did this side, I did the front, only did the front about 1 inch. I did the rear about 1.5 inches. I'm gonna drop it down and see how it looks. So hopefully that's enough, because I really don't feel like jacking it up and doing it again. But either way, it's higher, and it's gonna suck, but oh well. As long as I get a comfortable daily to drive in, then I'm not too worried about anything else. But I'm gonna get the other side done, and I'll show you guys how it looks when it's all raised up. All right, so the car's pretty much done. I dropped it down, and the back significantly looks a lot higher than it was. Like I said, it was tucked in about half the tire or something, but now it's sitting on top of the tire. It's pretty much even with the front, even though it looks a lot off, but at least the clearance from the top of the tire to the quarter panel or the fender is pretty much the same. So the back isn't tucking all hard and the front's not, so it looks even to me at least. So you guys can see the back was probably about to like right here, roughly around there, and obviously raised up a good amount, but that's fine. The front honestly didn't raise so much. It was maybe about 1 inch, maybe a little bit more lower, to probably like around right here. So it's not that big of a difference, but it definitely gives me a lot more clearance underneath as far as the transmission or oil pan and the subframe, so I won't have to worry about uneven roads or bumpy roads, or like I said, potholes and stuff. And it's still somewhat lowered, so I still obviously got to watch out, but it's definitely a lot better than it was. So that's pretty much my goal, is just to get it a little bit higher and more comfortable going in and out of driveways, not worrying about scraping so much. Especially my lip is trashed. Like, I got this lip, actually I got this lip right before my car took a crap and the transmission blew out, and clearly you can tell it's been through some shit, and I haven't even drove this car that much. A lot of the paint chips and stuff are because, for one, I painted it myself, and for two, going in and out of steep driveways, or just kind of just driveways in general, it scrapes a lot. So obviously it's not like professionally painted. I painted it myself with some color match paint that I got, but I didn't put no like good clear coat or anything over it. So any type of flex or anything in the bumper or the lip, obviously the paint's gonna crack. So I mean, that's my fault. But yeah, I'm just glad I got it up in the air. Not up in the air, but raised up from what it was. Just give me a more of a comfortable ride. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe and stuff. Yeah, peace out.